dominates the game. Very little to say.
But do you see why people say there's an over-reliance on either Gabriel or Saliba scoring or Bukayo Saka? Because outside of that, you're not getting many goals from other people you have in the past.
But that's always the narrative, you know, when you score 5 goals and another 5 and then 3, you're not going to talk about it. And you concede probably, by now you are not, you don't have that many clean sheets. And when you don't score a goal, obviously you're going to come back to that. That's normal, that's the narrative. For us, it doesn't change. We want to improve regardless we score 3 or 5. And even though we didn't concede anything on Saturday, there are still things defensively I want to do better. That doesn't change our work.
And finally, with team selection, how much do you have to balance the fact that tomorrow this is a knockout, this is all in one night, compared with the really busy Christmas and New Year schedule, which is literally around the corner now?
We have managed the squad in the best possible way, made sure that everybody's fit and available, feel parts of it, and is ready when the team needs it. So if we have to make changes, I'm sure the boys that they come in, they will have that, and others that they're going to have to play as well because of the numbers.
George, BBC.
Mikel, I just wondered, everything's going on at the moment. What's the sort of stats telling you about how Arsenal are performing? Because there's certain ones that you look, you're scoring less goals than last season, but you create less chances, but then you haven't had Odegaard, you scored 5 at West Ham. So just how do you assess, and you're talking about the narrative, about how you feel the team's performing at the moment?
Yeah, it's very different to that, obviously.
In terms of, you just happy?
The depth of the analysis, that's it. That's what I'm interested in.
Are the players prepared for Palace basically to do what Everton and Fulham could do tomorrow and just sit back?
Well, they are slightly different, and as well, I don't think that Fulham, for example, wanted to sit back. You know, they never have that approach, and they have played against the Spurs, they have played against Liverpool. They haven't done that. Is why you are able to do to teams sometimes that they have to do certain things. So in relation to the game and the game scenario, the scoreline obviously has a big input to that. We will face one game or another.
Thank you.
Hi, Mikel. After the Manchester United game, I think you mentioned needing magic moments, and I just wanted to ask, as a player, you were capable of a few. I think the goal against Manchester City for Arsenal, for example. When you're actually a player in those moments, how easy or difficult is it to decide a game? Because I guess we don't know that, and then we all kind of come to judge those moments just as journalists, fans, or whatever.
Well, a magic moment is not only just to score a goal. A magic moment can be Gary Magalhaes last year against Manchester United when he plays the striker offside for millimeters. That's a magic moment as well, in my opinion. It doesn't only have to be scoring a goal, but we have players that are capable of doing it. Doing it every 3 days, that's when you become a world-class player, and a player that wins games with individual action. And we are trying to develop our players to have more of that, because that will be another source of winning games.
How much of that is a mental thing?
A lot. I think a lot. And actually making it happen and believe that it can happen again, and then creating the fear in the opposition that a player or two can deliver that. Because a player can become, easy to say, predictable. I know what he's going to do. Actually stopping what he's going to do, that's something else.
Kai, Football London.
Hi, Mikel. Just on the topic of mental focus and those kind of things, just how big can winning a trophy like this, the Carabao Cup? Because externally we maybe dismiss it a bit as the fourth trophy in England and not considered as big as the others, but can it create a snowball effect for your team going forward into the business end of this season, do you think?
I think so. I fully believe in that. The fact that you are winning, you get into the next round, next competition, it creates something different around the team. That's why these kind of games are really, really important.
Because obviously you came from Manchester City where they actually take these competitions really seriously. Is that something you learned from there?
Yes, because it keeps everybody in their toes. Everybody's willing to play those games, those competitions, and if you are able to win it, you know, it generates momentum, belief, and you are ready. And the team is always engaged every 3 days to try to achieve after the bigger ones.
Just on the topic of the January window as well as it's coming up, I know last year maybe you weren't able to be as active because of restrictions and regulations, and in the summer there were also the impact of that. But if Arsenal wanted to go out and make a big signing that you felt would really help the squad if that opportunity came up, are you in a position where you can do that this winter?
Well, I think it would depend, you know, what player it is, the value of that player, if there is any other movements in the squad or not. So very difficult to answer.
James, ESPN.
Hi, Mikel. Just
Hi.
one
can have that kind of, is that a pathway that still applies, you think, that you win a League Cup and you can go on to bigger things for a squad?
I think it's really helpful. Again, I think it brings belief, trust, positive energy. Touching a cup and being in a semi-final, beating somebody in the final, it generates that energy, you know, and it creates, I think, the right path to go and do something else, especially because of the timing and where the competition is played in this country. It gets the momentum going, I think, yeah.
And just finally for me, your 5-year anniversary of getting the job is Friday. Will you mark it in any way? Will you have a glass of wine?
I don't drink wine, but yeah, it will be a special day. Obviously, 5 years in this job, and especially in the size of the club that we are, it's a big thing. So very grateful.
How will you celebrate it? Will you actually mark it in any way?
I wouldn't do a celebration, but obviously, probably I will reflect on it, and we would have some memories and look through some pictures, some comments, a few moments that we have spent together, and yeah, at least recall it and value because it's quite a long time.
Okay, last couple in the live section. Phil from PA.
Hi.
A section of the supporters seemed a bit angry or frustrated with the draw against Everton. Do you think that was maybe a bit over the top, given that Arsenal were third in the league, third in the Champions League? Or
Sorry, I missed the first part.
a lot of or some of the supporters were quite angry or frustrated after the draw. You know, do you understand that? Or do you
Yeah,
think
fully.
too much given where you are on the league?
And we have to be. We were here to win games, and even though I think we did the majority of the things to certainly and to win it and comfortably, the fact is that we didn't.
Can I just ask you about Raheem? I know you spoke about him the other day, but he didn't come on against Everton. Is there any particular reason why?
No.
And finally in the live section, we'll go to Simon from the Standard.
Mikel, can I just ask you about Ethan, who's obviously played in that right number 8 where Martin does. In the long term, do you sort of envisage a way they can both be in the same team together, and how do you think that might look if you have both of them on the pitch?
Yeah, obviously, depending who are they surrounded with, and depending on which position Ethan can play. As a right attacking midfielder, he can be as a left attacking midfielder, he can play as a right winger. There is another position that I think he can develop into in a few years' time. So there are options, yeah.
You can tell us that other position.
9.
What are the qualities that you like as a number? I know he did a bit in the youth.
Let's go the goal in front of him, and he just looks at the goal. You know, he has a tremendous ability to put the ball in the back of the net.
Okay, guys, that finishes the live. We'll go